This is USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. It's time for the up-to-the-minute news from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. This week, our coverage starts in Oklahoma City and the Oklahoma City University, one of the biggest events of the year for women's wrestling. USA Wrestling's Girls Folkstyle National Championships and Women's University Freestyle Nationals have taken place with a record number of grade school through the college level athletes taking part. In all, more than 600 wrestlers gathered to grapple on the 8 mats for national honors. Women's wrestling continues to grow on the national and international levels, and this event was a showcase of our nation's best at all age levels. An additional set of senior level matches were held to determine 3 special spots on the Women's Pan American Championships team, which will compete this weekend in Panama City, Panama. Fans jockeyed for a position and packed the borders of the mat to watch our nation's best young freestylers in action. The first bout was the closest and went undecided until the last second of the match. We start at 105 pounds. That's where Oklahoma City star Emily Webster edged U.S. Olympic Training Center resident athlete Erin Golston. It was a back-and-forth affair as Webster won the first period 3-3, and Golston came back to win the second 4-0. With the score tied 2-2 in the third period and the criteria in favor of Golston, Webster scored a takedown as time ran out. 1 point was awarded. After a video review, the takedown was confirmed. It was the first time Webster had beaten Golston at a major event.
I know there was about a minute left in the period, and I was down 2-1, or 2-2 rather, and I needed 1 point to win, and I just thought, you know, like, I can wrestle here, or I can regret it for the rest of my life, and I decided to wrestle, and it was just a scramble, honestly, and I just kept wrestling till the end of the period, and I ended up with the 1. Between me and Erin, it's been a big rivalry. She's always got the better of me, and just winning tonight here was so meaningful, so, I mean, I'm glad to finally just have 1 against her and hopefully more. I've been training real hard these past 2 months just for this match, and I mean, that's going to pay off, I think, at Panama, so.
Next, we go to 112 pounds. High school sensation Haley Aguelo pinned Caitlin Knight Alvarez a minute 4 seconds of the first period. Aguelo was a cadet world champion and a member of the junior world team, and is now a U.S. senior Pan American team member as well.
I've been training a lot lately, but I haven't been getting much matches in, so I definitely had a battle with some nervousness for my match because I didn't really know where I was at, like match-wise, because I haven't wrestled a match since I was in Sweden. So I was pretty nervous. It was more of a nervous thing for me this match, but I went out there and I felt right back at home on the mat and just worked my stuff. I got a 3-point takedown, and she ended up getting a reversal. And I've actually been working a lot on my parterre defense, so I thought that was a good time to execute it. And I ended up getting a step over and pinning her with it. So it was nice to actually hit a move I've been working on for so long, and finally hit it successfully.
Well, the final spot on the U.S. Pan American team went to Julia Salata of King College. It took 2 periods as she beat Brittany David of Lindenwood 6-0, 4-1.
I just felt great today. I felt confident all week. I've been wrestling the best I have all year, and I had a lot of experience. That's the 8th time I've wrestled her, and I've won 6 of them. And I wrestled her in the finals of Body Bar, and we won all 3 matches. So this time I knew when she was going to come out and throw at me, I had to watch out for those underhooks, those low singles, and I had a game plan and I executed it to the best I could. Obviously making a senior Pan Am team is a big thing. It's our first senior team, obviously. Great experience to go out, and anytime I get to wrestle with the USA in my back, I'm pretty stoked. And tomorrow I got to defend my university title. I won it last year, 72 kilos. That's what I'm trying to do again this year. I mean, I know there's going to be some tough girls down there, but I've probably wrestled a lot of the Canadian girls at 67 kilos, so I have a little bit of a taste of what I'm going to get down there, and I'm ready for it. I can definitely win it and bring home a gold medal.
Well, the highly competitive Women's University Nationals had a record turnout. Champions were crowned in all 7 international weights. All earned positions on the 2013 University World Team and will begin preparation immediately for the World Games that will take place this July in Russia. Oklahoma City's Brittany Roberts performed well on her home mats and won the gold at 158. Her performance also garnered her the Outstanding Wrestler honors, as well as the Mat.com Wrestler of the Week. In the championship finals, and by the score of 7-0, 2-0, Roberts sought and received a little payback as she defeated longtime college rival Julia Salata of the NYAC King College squad. Salata bested Roberts in the finals of the 2012 University Nationals.
We have gone back and forth a lot, but I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to make it where, you know, up as I was going, just kept moving her and just opened up. And she took a few shots on me, and I just capitalized off of her mistakes. Well, I just recently competed in the World Cup, and it was beyond experience. Like, I had such a great time representing the USA and being on that team and being with those girls, and it was just a blast. And I'm looking so forward to doing that again with the next team. And it just feels so great to stand up in front of your flag and know that you're representing your country.
Now we go to 105 pounds. Victoria Anthony stopped Aaron Golston in the finals there, 6-0, 3-0. This was the two-time junior world champion's second straight university nationals. Two-time junior world bronze medalist Allie Reagan of King College defeated Tiffany Slook of Jamestown College. The final score 3-0, 1-0. With the win, Reagan earned the championship at 130, helping to solidify her national ranking. Reagan was also a University Nationals champ back in 2011. Now we go to 138 pounds. It was a battle of two U.S. Olympic Training Center athletes, Jennifer Page and Erin Klodgo. It took 3 periods, but we got her done. 0-1, 3-0, 1-0. Jennifer Page ended up on top. 2 other USOTC athletes claimed individual titles. Candace Workman pinned Savannah Nobile of Lindenwood in the finals at 112 pounds, doing so in the second period. She was also a University Nationals champ at 48 kilos in 2011. Veronica Carlson, a past junior world silver medalist, scored a tech fall over Stephanie Geltmacher, 6-0, 7-0 in the 147-pound finals, and that was a barn burner. The final saw a battle of 121-pound college stars in Sarah Hildebrand of King. She defeated Brianna Delgado of Oklahoma City, 0-1, 5-0, 2-0. One additional champ was crowned on a weight that will not be in action at the University Worlds. Lock Haven University's 169-pound star, Tanya Keegan, picked up a title and some future recognition as well. Stay tuned, there's more. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
The 2013 World Team Trials for both juniors and seniors will be held June 20th through the 23rd in Stillwater, Oklahoma. This is your chance to see national champs, world medalists, Olympians, all competing to see who will represent the U.S. at the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary, and the FILA Junior World Championships in Sofia, Bulgaria. Visit www.theworldteamtrials.com for all your ticketing and travel information. ASICS is the proud sponsor of USA Wrestling's national teams.
Well, a record 222 high school girls entered this year's Girls Junior Folkstyle Nationals. The competition was fierce. 2 of the nation's top high school women's stars repeated as junior folkstyle champs. Kayla Miracle of Indiana won for the 2nd year in a row. She defeated 2012 Junior Folkstyle Nationals runner-up Cassie Herkelman of Iowa, doing so at 121 pounds. The 2 have a running battle. Miracle was a junior nationals freestyle champ just last summer in Fargo. Herkelman was a runner-up at a different weight. They're the first 2 verbal commitments to the new varsity program at Campbellsville University in Kentucky. Becca Leathers of Oklahoma claimed her 2nd straight junior folkstyle national title. She defeated Maya Nelson of Colorado in the finals 2-0. Last year, Leathers won her gold at 125 pounds. Other champs include Cody Pfau of Colorado, who pinned Chantel Amos at 4 minutes 17 of the finals at 105. Last year, Pfau was a runner-up at the Junior Folkstyle Nationals and won the Junior Nationals title in freestyle. One other runner-up from last year to take home the gold this year was Alyssa LaFrancis of California. She did it at 159. She beat Autumn Rooks of Michigan 3-0. Now we go to 97 pounds. It was an all-California finale. That's where Kayla Chavez defeated Anissa Rodriguez 8-3. Chavez was third at the Girls Junior Folk Style Nationals just last year. Now Stephanie Hampton of Michigan finished third last year but wasn't able to step up to the winner's podium this year in the 125-pound division. She defeated Montana Drum 5-3 in the finals. Other individual champions include Jasmine Bailey of Team Iowa at 112 pounds, Katie Chesson of California at 117 pounds, Jessica Key of North Carolina at 139 pounds, Kenya Spencer of Michigan at 148 pounds, Caitlin Hill of Michigan at 172, and Tiara Scott of Team Illinois at 198 pounds. Well, each year a girls' junior national folk style duels is also hosted in Oklahoma City. This year, California 1 reached the finals after lopsided wins over Team Illinois and the draw team. They met up with Team Michigan, who advanced to the championship with wins over California 3 and Team Texas. California 1 opened with 5 straight wins in the lightweights, including 3 pins. Winning California's first match was folk style national champ Kayla Chavez at 105. Scoring impressive pins right off the bat, California 1's Gabrielle Garcia at 112 pounds, Savannah Barr at 117, and Crystal Zamparipa at 121 pounds. Folk style national champ Stephanie Hampton of Michigan stopped California's run at 130 pounds with a victory of her own, but California won 3 of the last 5 to close out the competition. Among the winners in the upper weights, folk style national champs Alyssa LaFrancis of California doing so at 159 and Caitlin Hill of Michigan at 172. California 2 won the third-place dual meet with 36-24 defeat of Team Texas. Now, it was the second straight year that Michigan placed second in the girls' junior national folk style duels, a strong sign of consistency. But when it was over, it was the girls of California who were able to pull it all together and take home the championship prize. Congratulations to the women wrestlers from the Golden State. Well, Win Magazine and Culture House Books announced the winner of this year's Dan Hodge Trophy presented by ASICS. The awards given out to the nation's top collegiate wrestler. It was no surprise that this year it went to Cornell's 4-time NCAA champ Kyle Dake. He entered the history books by becoming only the 3rd wrestler in NCAA history to win 4 national titles, the first to do so at 4 different weights. This year he moved up a weight class to 165 to face the 2012 Hodge Trophy winner, David Taylor of Penn State. He's beaten him now 3 times during the year, including in the NCAA finals. Dake received 41 of 43 first-place votes from the Hodge voting committee. 2-time NCAA champ Ed Ruth of Penn State took home the other 2 votes to finish second. Dake now moves on to a career at the Olympic level where he has high goals of winning Olympic and world titles for the United States. Dake talked about his Olympic quest during his post-match press conference at the NCAAs.
Growing up, my mom, my dad, my high school coaches, Scott Green, John Cotmill, they were huge in my success. And then when I got to college, I was decently prepared. And then Coach Cole and Coach Spates and Coach Hahn and Gray and Azevedo, they kind of put me over the edge, and they really believed in me. And when you have someone like with total confidence in you, it really makes you feel good, and really, it sets the tone. And it was just, I just kept saying to myself, national champ, national champ, national champ. And it was just like that every single day. I finished the book, the college wrestling book, I finished it. And I finished it with coming out on top, 20-0 at NCAAs. Only 2 other people have done that in Division I. And I'm just, really happy to be a part of that group. But I already have another book, and I'm going to put the one I have right now up on the shelf, and the new one's going to come down.
Folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
Wrestlers, are you ready for the next step? USA Wrestling challenges you to test your skills at the USA Wrestling Cliff Keen Athletic Folk Style Nationals. Become a national champion. Head to the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa on April 5th and 6th to compete against the best wrestlers in the country. Last year's event featured 1,200 cadet and junior wrestlers from 32 states on 26 mats. For more information about this event and other tournaments, visit usawrestlingevents.com.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, a team that includes 5 U.S. FILA junior freestylers who are all developmental resident athletes at the OTC competed at the Petco Sirikov Ivan Ilyev Junior International over the weekend. Sounds like a mouthful, and it is. The tour was funded by a grant from the USA Wrestling Foundation. On the first day of action, Iowa native Willie Miklas won a bronze medal at 211 pounds. He had an impressive 3-1 record, beating an athlete from Switzerland in the bronze medal round. Arizona native Robbie Mathers won a silver medal at 145 pounds on the second day. He opened with wins over opponents from Macedonia and Turkey before losing to a Romanian athlete in the finals. Now, the tour finished with a bronze medal performance by Florida star Earl Hall at 132 pounds. He won 3 of his 4 matches, including a victory over a Bulgarian wrestler for the bronze. Also on tour were OTC resident athletes Danny Chade of California and Jesse Doyle of North Carolina. The group was led by assistant national coach Bill Zadek. Well, USA Wrestling has announced that this year's U.S. Beach National Wrestling Championships will be held at Carolina Beach, North Carolina on Saturday, April 27th. The tournament will feature competition in 7 different age groups: bantam, intermediate, novice, schoolboy and girl, cadet, junior, and senior. That's men's and women's, by the way, and also the veterans class. Unlike previous years, the U.S. Beach World Team Trials will not be a separate event. Placement in the U.S. Beach Nationals will now determine the U.S. Beach World Team. While the 2013 FILA World Beach Wrestling Championships will be held in El Jahida, Morocco, May 31st through June 2nd. There are 4 senior international men's beach wrestling weights: 154, 176, 198, and 198 plus. There are 3 senior international women's beach wrestling weights: 132, 154, and 154 plus. In all other age groups, weight classes will be determined by the blocked weight system after weigh-ins. Got to mark your calendar for April 27th. Be sure to join us at the beach for this very fun and competitive event. April Fool's Day, not. The college wrestling community was shocked on the announcement that Boston University would plan to discontinue its varsity program after the 2013-2014 season. The reason cited by the university is that wrestling does not fit their strategic plan for the athletic department and that it would cost too much in resources to field a championship-level team. Neither the wrestling coach or the wrestling alumni were included in the process of the decision. The outcry about this decision has been immediate and loud. For 32 years, the Terriers have been coached by legendary Carl Adams. He has over 300 career victories. BU has been a leading program in the New England area and very competitive in their conference. A new Facebook page, Save BU Wrestling, has been launched in an effort to keep the program. USA Wrestling Director of Communications Gary Abbott wrestled for Boston University in the late 70s and early 80s and talked to us about the university's decision.
As an alumni of Boston University, I was very upset and disappointed to hear the announcement. The reasons given by the university for dropping wrestling after next year were not really very valid. So the BU Wrestling alumni are already organized and working hard on this issue, and I think that we're going to be able to have a good effort in telling the university why wrestling's so important at Boston University. I mean, this is a key program in the New England area and also for Division I wrestling, so it's very important that everyone gets behind the effort of the BU wrestling alumni to retain wrestling at Boston University. We have 1 year more of wrestling there, and our coach Carl Adams and the athletes in the program are going to compete next year and try to have another great season. And during that year, I believe that the alumni should have an opportunity to work with the university to find ways to save the program. It's helpful that the university is allowing the program to continue. However, we can't let it get to the point that in a year it's going to be dropped. So there's a lot of hard work ahead, and the Boston University wrestling alumni are making sure that we get actively involved, and we're going to need the support of everyone around the country that loves wrestling to help the people at Boston University achieve their goals.
I had the opportunity to speak with Coach Carl Adams immediately after the announcement.
Until Monday afternoon, I felt like the administration was fully behind the wrestling program. And I still feel like the wrestling program is headed and was headed in a great direction. And, you know, we've been headed in a great direction over the past few years. You know, this year we qualified 3 kids for the NCAA tournament, had 2 conference champions, as many as from any other team within our conference. We had a freshman that upset the number 1 and number 2 seed at the conference tournament, defeating last year's conference champion from Old Dominion and knocking off the number 11 seed at the NCAA tournament. All 3 wrestlers made it to the second day. They had very tough draws, and I think they presented themselves very well for Boston University.
Folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Well, USA Wrestling's Folkstyle Nationals is one of the biggest youth wrestling events in the country, and it'll take place in Cedar Falls, Iowa, April 5th through the 7th. You'll see action there, the junior, cadet, kids, and veterans divisions. Now, many of the nation's top high school stars will enter the junior division, and the competition should be fierce in all age groups. State associations attending the event for the first time with large contingents include California and Kansas. Indiana, of course, will be returning to the event with another large state team of their own. 2009 world silver medalist and 2012 Olympian Jake Herbert will be this year's special guest at the Nationals, giving out awards, signing autographs, and serving as a role model for sure. This is the final USA Wrestling individual event of the Folkstyle season, but the first stage of USA Wrestling's Triple Crown. Check out themat.com and themat.tv for live webcasts of the junior and cadet finales. Each week, we've been providing you updates on our Olympic wrestling movement, COPAO, the Committee to Preserve Olympic Wrestling. This week, the U.S. Senate passed legislation urging the IOC to reverse its decision to eliminate the sport in 2020. The bipartisan resolution introduced by U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio is another major sign of governmental support for the Olympic sport. Actor Billy Baldwin was a high school and college wrestler and currently acts as a leader in the Binghamton wrestling program. He was elected by his peers as the newest member of COPAO. Now, Bulgarian President Rosen Plevneliev and the federal government of Nigeria have both come out in support of the sport. Turkish sports minister Suat Kilkim is also chairing the Istanbul bid for the 2020 Games, has come out in support of the Keep Olympic Wrestling movement. You can find regular updates on the effort along with opportunities to contribute to the movement by visiting keepolympicwrestling.com. We need your help. Well, Well, it's time for the USA Wrestling Photo of the Week contest. The pictures are sent in by families and fans from around the country and are being considered for our photo contest in USA Wrestler magazine and our USA Wrestling Facebook page. This week, the picture was sent in by Jenny Wamsley. It shows 9-year-old Jonathan Wamsley of Shakopee Mac Club in Minnesota working for a pin in a recent bout at 79 pounds. Nice job. You can have your photographs considered simply by emailing them to the very hardworking Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Well, folks, that'll do it for all of us at USA Wrestling. I'm Scott Casper. Thanks indeed for watching.